exciting to what is it?
Too excited. Too excited.
Too exciting.
Ring the bell.
Again, yeah. It's a very good song. Oh, yeah. Very exciting.
Martha and Larry had to go home. 93-year-old father.
Yeah, they told me.
That Larry takes care of.
Yeah.
And Martha too.
It's very long life.
Mm.
It's too long life.
No.
One, maybe, one guy, he doesn't want to live. Sometimes he's worried to, maybe he live too long life. He said, all his families usually they'll, live over hundreds. He's maybe 50 something, but he don't worry. Maybe he also live maybe 100 years. We worried to maybe short life. We everybody worried to maybe short life. But different people have different view. He also worry maybe I'll live long life. Anyway, it's good. Big ball. 2 balls, small ball. The ball is picnic. They beat this again.
Where's the father?
Maybe father come back. Okay, I think we have 73. Good.
74.
74 of ours.
Okay, you read?
Ignoring the fact that the teachings can bring us, we travel on business for profit and gain. Leaving behind all our guru's wise lectures, we tour different places in search of some fun. Trample and dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
Yeah. Now they will talk about all the Takari. Nanjuchi Midiram Boy told me. So one minute Nyanda Maturu Pada, the Chichasum, Tambichuka, the rest of a dead Mishiva Chene, their Paja. And then she take a digit. Tramuji Tenda legend. Or Chet of Sene. And they Takari, Koachamo. That's you. Don't mind me, that's how I do the hotel. I mean, that project on the Mati, Chores. Can you chill at any? Can you chill at down?
The instance shows that even though we gain a precious human rebirth and we don't engage ourselves in teachings and practicing, and then instead of doing this, we are always doing something negativities. But here, the travel business, that's a different explanation from Geshe's commentary. Maybe we always doing something, but not very meaningful actions.
Yeah, they talk about they're not made to business guys, but we compare that to practice of Dharma and business. There's a business is worldly. Usually business is good, You need to business person. But then we get all the benefits from Dharma, that we just leave the Dharma, then we do some other,
Ignoring or belittling the Dharma activities.
Yeah, also, in this commentary say, even some monks also, they study, they stay in a monastery. They doesn't study, they go to just
They just go to in Tibetan tradition, they always go to the villages, to the pujas, to get some offering or better food, not stay at the monastery to study.
But usually we need that, but compared to study Dharma and go to puja.
Well, you should not focusing on those sort of activities. your main focus should be practice and studying Dharma. So, in general, we do this sort of activities. That's the monk's job to perform pujas for lay people or some people who wish to do some pujas. But you should not focusing on those sort of practice. As consider them as a main practice or because the main goal.
Usually this is good, I was in 90s, that means Sarah very poor, always be angry. Then Monday there, we can that.
Tuesday. Mondays they won't get it.
Then sometime Tuesday, during that time Geshe was, maybe you guys have, most people know Geshe he go to puja at Tibetan family's house. Then they offering to some money, then he buys some meat. Then he get that night to really delicious tupa. Now, usually there's some benefit, but if compared to practice Dharma and go there, then this is a only. Today is a Geshe, one loves us more. Geshe Maji, but don't go to the matter of Chimita. She may be thinking, Shah should you tell her, go to the
Instead of doing actual practice or engaging in positive actions or virtuous actions, your attention totally focused on worldly pleasure or some activities just for your own benefits. So those are caused by we have a very accumulated lifetimes strong self-grasping or self-cherishing consciousness.
Now 70, you guys 75, I'm 74.
We hoard what we have, never willing to use it, and leaving all our food and our clothing from friends. We leave aside wealth from our father's inheritance, taking from others as much as we can. Trample him, dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of the self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
단 네가 다 소소라다 너도 가리나 들어와 소소라 처음에 유지 신다. 이 들어 파샤니다. 비메기 더 저거 배쳤다. 답시지가 오라요 답시지다. 제대로한테 또 봐. 두셔도 돼요. 견제 들어와.
Yeah, this standard many shows, even though you had enough to enjoy or enough to use, you're always being sort of greedy to want something from others, always being greedy, always be very, very greedy. So we should avoid these sort of thoughts or action, because those all caused by strong self-attachment, self-grasping consciousness.
그래서 소소라 여신데 다 대표지 마다 거지. 미시마서 그만 잡아도. 얘는 미시마를 받쳐야 되는데. 소소 뒤발에 양치 마트에 거. 다롱시 잡아도. 원했다 저 많이 받잖아. 제대로 돼도 또 보는 거니까. 저래서.
Even though you have enough for yourself, but you always try to steal from others or try to borrow somebody else, not returning back, just to enjoy yourself. This sort of action too is caused by our strong self-grasping consciousness.
Usually we have not enough to always be worried. Maybe not enough before I die. Finish my clothes, my foods. Right? We open our closet. We have a lot of different clothes. We have to buy again. This is really we have correct.
Yeah, that's because due to our discontentment, or discontent. Discontent. Yeah, our discontent.
Even we use maybe enough before we died, but it doesn't do enough.
Yeah.
Then 가는 가서 야수 주세요. 무지고 바로 사사돼. 야수디 작은 없이 무리도 그래. 참고
Uh,
사고를.
earthworm, yeah, they call earthworm. The people would use to loot the fish, earthworm. Yeah.
This one worry to take the earth's the subzolus. 그만도 다 리가 rel라 다 르냐는 리로. I know this is just story, okay? True not. That's there's the 르냐로. 그 딱을 다 르냐도 다 subzolus 그 사사에 세나지.
He always look at the pass of the mountains. The pass got a little bit, because not even passes all done. So he always worried that dirt would be finished. So I always look at the pass and worry, oh, it's running out.
I don't know.
That's a story. It's true or not? Just I was not sure.
They say buy land because they're not making any more of it.
Yeah, we talk about that. He always looking for that. Not the hills, the mountains, pass. He worry, once the mud finish, around in a tree. He try to keep to get eat.
And so he keep eating all time because of the worry of the running out the dirt or.
I don't know if it's true or not. Anyway, we are thinking we have, that enough that we don't use for us. We need to look something from maybe parents, some other relatives. I need more. 그래서 또 용다 바티 다 다친자. 다 다지 말이 되게 제발해서.
All those thoughts caused by self-cherishing consciousness or self-grasping consciousness. So you have to try hard to abandon those sort of negative thoughts. So,
Okay, then 70, 75, 76, 76.
It's amazing how little endurance we have to do meditation, yet we pretend to have gained special powers so others are fooled. We never catch up with the paths of deep wisdom, yet we run here and there in needless days. Trample him, dance on the head with his treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart with self-centered literature who slaughters our sins to gain final release.
단 이게 에마는 딱 못할 그 자리였어. surprise.
yes, it's to show. This word in Tibetan is to show, surprise or exclamation.
Exclamation.
Yeah, exclamation or to show price.
이제 예사지 이게 시에다 신내로서 저발라지가 다 둘이시 먹고 그러더라고. 얘나야. 라자 대다 신도지 다 저쪽가 다 이제 돈이 좀 말했어. 얘나야 제 연바시가 또 무슨 좋아하고 싶어요. 지금 예시면 예시 용도도. 아니 다 들으면 진짜 용도도 다 먹고시. 나시랑 예시 오면 다 뭐도 하도 하마는 된다고 식으로 바로 지는 되지. 다 소소라 나나 쇼마도 벌마시네. 다 내가 팬도로 그때 쇼마이나 다 대패시던 무슨 것이 다 좀비를 거좀 주도 그랬어. 아니 죽고서 다 타와당 탐주제가 특별히 주에 파샤네 다 뭐야 다 그래 내송 뭐야 봐 죽어서 다 그런 중도 같아요. 아니 다 도망가 봐도 지원해서
So, because he cannot bear the endurance of the hardship of doing meditation or doing single point meditation, also practice spatial insight, and he pretends that he gained special power or skill power, and then to run around the place to place and to fool others, to cheat others. That's I got some sort of special realization or gain special insight in order to gain just a short-term benefit. So to sacrifice long-term benefit. Long-term benefit refers to the get liberation from samsara.
내가 가지 또 무실하면 주세요. This they talk about for monks, okay? No, you guys.
Maybe this is more refers to the monks who always pretend that they got special power or upper sort of realization. This refers to the fundamental bulb of telling lies. Yeah.
Maybe account, business people than breath. Unkempt voice.
This case not for you.
That's not nice. Anyway, some people say they have no power. They say they doesn't have real power. They say, I have power. I achieve
Special
something.
powers.
Special powers. Then something they told people a little bit.
Sometimes they run into a random or accidentally,
Maybe accident.
accidentally prove something, could prove something, but for long term, he's like, just pretend.
And then you go, if real they have, it's of course they say understand. But sometimes this can't come in. And this is then this can't person running into all of the world talk, And this is
All of the
All of
places
all of the place.
to make up, propaganda or advertising to get some sort of benefit.
But today that today, Chedavate, Jugosa Takari, Tawa Trijaka Toyachi, the Bajiwachi, Mugosa Juanda, there are to Bangladesh.
Yeah. So he's running around all over places for his own sake, not for, for also actually his own, order pleasure, not for the path, practice to be liberated from samsara, the suffering.
Then next one.
Someone gives us advice from the depths of his heart, which is for our own good, but is harsh to our ears. And with anger we view him as if he's our foe. Yet when someone without any true feelings for us deceitfully tells us what we like to hear, with no taste or discernment, we're kind in return. Trample him, dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
This is our lot of things, right? Kajamaji.
This happens a lot of times for us.
And talk about, our teacher or parents have very strong to compassion or touch on maybe.
With the love, with the
With
strong compassion.
And even if we go to some wrong way, then they have very strong compassion.
Associated with the compassion, they always try to advise you.
Then they try to stop for us. Then, we don't know they are very kind, but then we keep for them opposite.
We think in opposite way. We thought they are very bad to us, or they are trying to.
They try to say, oh, they take out my freedom.
They,
This is maybe this country mode. Or parents to us, it was to kids, then kids say, parents take my freedom.
take away my freedom.
간지 딱 밤마다 걔가 펜스 부산한테 고추 랍자로 지워이나 그거랑 좀 됐을까지
Yeah.
다 펜바체 받대 다 뒤쪽에 떴어요 그랬어요.
Yeah. So even though the parents will have very good motivation to teach you or to advise you to not to do such things, but you always think that's parents are trying to, or friends are trying to take away your own freedom, and so you see all those good advice as a mistreat to yourself.
근데 많이 받지 다지 조보 두셔들이 계좌님 보셔네. 소소 샤왕에 말 틀어거든. 다다 내가 가르쳐 보이는데 아버지가 이어서까지 놀네. 그러와대 저저부터 보셔 도망을 받기 지원했어.
When some bad friends try to lead you to some negative activities, lead you to engage in some negative activities, you always think, or you always feel very grateful towards this sort of advice. So this all two thoughts also driven by a delusion or strong self, grasping consciousness.
뭐하듯이. Anyway. 다 간지 팍 딱지 편집 제발에 티 달라데바데 가지 다 도바단자 되게 제자발다 다때 너 제거했어.
So you up to your knowing that all those caused by strong self-grasping, and you have to antidote. You try to antidote those sort of thoughts immediately.
뭐 어떻게 다 78 or 77.
77.
When others consider us close and dear friends and relate in strict confidence all they know, we disclose their deep secrets, especially to their foes. When we have a good friend who is constantly with us, we locate his weak points so we can torment him. Trample and dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
다 내가는다 뭐다 소소지 가서 얘네들 소소 조부 조벌지 너무랬지 소소가 님이 자동 보러 시바이나요 대라파 더 조벌이 아버지 파샤니 그거지 니 덤다 그거지 싸워도 간가리 한번 해봐 라고도 파시네 근데 또도 고발로 주시고 요리 들어와.
So that's the others consider us close and dear friends, and then they tell us some sort of very good advice or try to give you some secret advice, tell you something really should be careful. This happens always, but you don't value this kind of advice or secrets, and always try to tell others who don't like your friends.
Yes, there are a lot of Chinese movies. The best friend of this,
The Chinese movie just saw a lot because they always tell the secret of your friend to the friends of enemy or foes. Yeah.
같이 다 가라서 소소 야포치네들 파 야포치하니 아니 소소가 야포로 빠져도 다 몇십 발에 지내기들이 여러 와서 다 똑방이 같은 게 돼서
Yeah, so instead of repaying back the kindness which your friends show to you, you just they do the opposite to be good to your friend's enemy. That's all caused. All the sort of thoughts are caused by strong self-grasping consciousness.
This is something we could put that maybe you got a little bit. What called
Sleepy.
Joy.
Drowsy.
joy.
Oh, praise God.
근데 인사 그래서 참참이야. 근데 요보기 진다 세네. 다 진다 잘라 키로들이 요거였어. 뭐 배도에.
Sometimes happen. Old time in Tibet, the servants or attendant or they try to kill the master and robber the wealth or property from the master.
아니 셜로가 78, 79.
Our jealousy is strong, and whatever is said, we are always a skeptic. We doubt what is meant. We are fussy, bad-tempered, and hard to get on with, inflicting obnoxious behavior on others. Trample him, dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
네가 가져다 너도 딱 몇십 마리 냠도 주야나. 딱 그거 진지까지 그거 내용만 들면 내용만 그 메시지 용도 왔어. 근데 딱 말할 수 있는 뭐 용도 왔어. 그러지나 이 short temperature.
Yeah, that's always happen in nowadays society. You always be very fussy, or you always so angry. You always try to give difficulties to others who follow you or who keep company with you. Also, someone never trust anyone around him or her.
Usually, who doesn't believe no one, then this kind of person very difficult to. 잘라도 공부이나 공사 사자라고 말씀.
맞아요.
공.
잘라 구해라.
공이라. 배셔요. 저로 배. 저로 배려로.
Yeah.
메시지를 이 제목이 이제 걱정하도 배려지더라고 말씀.
If someone doesn't trust anybody else, so it's very hard for him to hide something.
Then he but here only someone can pick up. But here maybe someone
It's
takes.
very, very strong, skeptical or suspicious consciousness.
어떤지자 간지 된데다 너무 뭐 그래. 엄물에 뚱간에 가고 있는데 가대. 다시 가지는 가지 또 방에 봐. 다 나오는 말을 같이 말해서.
So that's get short temper or very hard to cope with. These sort of thoughts, always caused by very strong, self grasping consciousness.
then seventy nine.
When someone 80 for us, sorry. When someone requests us to do something for him, we are never obliging, but think up instead clever or devious methods to do some harm. When others concede and agree with our viewpoint, we do not acquiesce, we argue still more. Tremble him, dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
아니 이거 다 가도 나랑 소치 밤하고 이게 좀 못된 적이다. 저한테도 시험에서 관람자로 잡아야다. 다 대냐 파셔네. 대래 또대 약걸 봐. 내가 뒤에다. 다 되지 그래서 이거 고야 뒤에 보니까 또 봐야 보지. 이거 대마저 다 신청을 제대로 다 도망가 봐 되게. 저 말이서
Whenever your parents or your close friends or your relatives try to give you a good advice or try to treat you very well, to look up to you, to show you love, but instead of repaying back their kindness, you just think, you do something, really harmful action towards those people.
근데 지금 이제 소설을 펜도 지내들라 파 펜도 지야시 또 파샤네 아니 잘로네 거 내가 직감도 제대로 이런 거도 그들은 뭐 용도 와서 대중한테 또 보시고 또 받는 말이 지워져 해서
That happens a lot because some people always try to do some really harmful towards close friends or parents, even though they did a lot good things, good deed towards him, but they always directly or indirectly try to do some harmful, bad towards one's close friends or parents, so forth. So this is all caused by a strong self-grasping consciousness. So we have to try to, repel or remove this bad, evil thought.
근데 다 예를 들어
So 81.
We don't pay attention to what others tell us. We're aroused to be with. We strain others' nerves. Our feelings are hurt at the slightest remark, and we hold grudges strongly we never forgive. Tremble him, dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
다양한까지 다 되는 거지 집어넣어 가지 맨 신바다 냠도 조보다 냠도 다 로컬에 뚱칼에 가고 여기 못해서 근데 지 자신이 깨자 됐지 시간 야마를 깨베 근데 샘나 포네 또 되나 지금 그래 파 이해는지 땅고 생각 그래 샘나 두저들이 다 선대받대 또 방금 받대 지워려서
This maybe probably is the same with the 79, because whenever you try to accompany with your close friends or others, and whenever they say something really, it's not really harmful, but something you want to hear, and immediately you thought, oh, they are doing really bad to you, and you immediately think to revenge. So these sort of thoughts also caused by strong grasping consciousness.
근데 다 너로 전에 가르고 와서 나타 나서 뭐 수준제 나타 뒤되어라고 싶어. 근데 깨자 지신이 야도도 지 남주 때 여들이 따마도 폭주줘도 샘날지 폭주줘도 매워요.
We should try to avoid these sort of things. Easier to get hurt. Whatever the other are very sensitive towards others was to you should not be very sensitive.
어떻지? 근데 다 졸아가 자치도 졸더라.
We are jealous of those of great status. We feel holy gurus are threats to avoid. Overwhelmed by attachment and ruled by our passions, we spend all our time lusting after young loves. Trample him, dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
다 가서 단대 도도치라 다양 드리는 거서 와. 가상 가시 그전 주든지 샤바고 약급지 텐데 내가 비샤와 하중이 야부터 들어라. 아니 저도보다 네가 왕에 소소 막을 왕에 땡기는 말에 딱 껴지 봐. 아니 딱그 야부치 껴지 뭐 보이는데 아니 딱 껴지 뭐 연구 이래 들어와. 대마다 딱 껴봤다 뭐 가리다 가데 기반 마셔 봐. 하늘 다른 좀 봐도 도대체 봐. 얘는 소소한 대 자신의 체외다. 말했어. 다 며칠 그지 간가. 다 제지용인데 다 검토 다 나는 말했지 말했어.
So when you're always being jealous of others, great deeds or others' position or others' power, or even though other people was doing very good to their own nation or to the other people, and you always be jealous of this. Instead of thinking good things about those action, you're saying some sort of try to be very critical or cynical toward this sort of action there. And this is also caused by strong self-grasping consciousness.
This is data, maybe was a political people come this political guys always.
That's always happening within the politicians, maybe.
Usually I like to watch politics. When American was the election, I watch it. I don't understand all things, but a little bit I watch it. I like they compare each other. Oh, he does, no, she does.
They criticize each other. So that's because strong self-cherishing consciousness, self-grasping.
We don't think of friendships as long-term commitments. We treat old companions with thoughtless neglect. And when we are making new friends with a stranger, we try to impress him in grandiose ways. Trample him, dance on the head of his treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of the self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
Yeah, we don't think of friendship as a long-term commitment. That's just two different ways. When you be friends at the beginning, you'll be friends with somebody else, and when his position get higher, or he got more money than you, and you feel very jealousy, and to try to neglect them or try to say be very, very critical or jealousy of them. And also another case is when your friends, when you be a friend with someone, and then within the short time when they actually facing the difficulties or in bad conditions, and you try to avoid, to be close with them, and try to say some bad thing about them, and try to not to be very friendly to all those people. So this all caused by strong self-grasping, and we have to try to avoid this sort of consciousness. So in Tibetan saying, we somebody got wealth, and we are very friend with him. Well, we even can be their attendants, and if they don't have wealth, we will try to be, their their master. So to look down on them.
아샤도 지친 거지. 저거도 다 근데 쪼지 말이더라. 근데 말아. 아샤도 쪼지. 저거도 다 간텐시 간지면 찍 쪼지. 찍다 배줘야지 말이지. 뒤걸로 다 가지. 다 가지면 저거 아샤한테 지친 거지. 네. 아, 저거도 재명해 보시러. 다 저거도 아샤랑 같이랑 같아서나 다 저거도 쪼에서 다 아시는 다 오바지 버렸어. 슈마 아시는데 저거도까지 남아로 그래 침보쇼 지침보쇼 다 맞지는 거 아시는 있어. 이거 당하서 말다 아시는 표 아시한테 도로도 나차들. 당이 벤조 당이 미라. 되다 아시는 자월에서.
So in Chinese story, or they say one stage they have one cousin and an uncle, his uncle, and the cousin was when he was a little boy, he was very poor, and he went to his uncle, says, "You're my uncle," but uncle tried to avoid meeting him, neglected him, so saying, "You're not my nephew or cousin." And he became a monk, and he studied hard and became a very high-ranking lama. And then the uncle ran to him, say, "Oh, you are my nephew, you're my cousin, we are related to each other." And then that's monk and said to some money or silver or something in front of him. I said, I make prostration to you because you bring me some new uncles. Non-uncle become uncles, So that's because uncle came to mainly because of his wealth or his fame. Yeah, so very often happen in society when somebody try to do some good thing to you, and then you consider them as a friend, but if they are in difficult situation, you try to leave them.
What I should look 82, 83.
84 for us, 83 for you. We lack clairvoyance, yet lie faith powers, and when we prove wrong, we must bear all complaints. We have little compassion for those who are near us. Whenever they blunder, we are quick to lash out. Trample him, dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered flicker who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
So some people always try to lie or cheat others, and always say that they don't have a special quality, and they will say they have a special quality, or they gain some sort of a high realization and try to cheat others. Even though the people found out he was lying or he was cheating, but still he insisted that he has such power. He really, so he doesn't accept the reality. How to confess the missed it.
가세 코로나 엑셀로 제와이나야. 다 문제 지나다 군인지 지금 대마지나 코로나 직접 중에다가 탑파로 봐요 제와이나 대마지었지. 또 수수고 등급 대마지인데 제네 다 봐. 이제 마지니 다 텔레 도대지 생긴 블람라스비 니나 포가 깨자다면 하시네 가지 두자 제와대다
Even someone to point out his wrongdoing or misbehavior by compassion, try to change, try to save him from doing such and such, but he, instead of saying a good thing or show some compassion or kind to others, he always say some bad words or be very critical towards this sort of kindness. So that's all caused by strong self-grasping. So this advice us, if someone really did some good to us, we have to try from our body, mind, and speech, try to repay back their kindness. So to acknowledge other people's kindness towards yourself.
Now it is 85.
Yep. We have poor education and limited knowledge. Whenever we speak, we're unsure of ourselves. Our learning in scripture texts is so meager. When hearing good teachings, we doubt they're true. Trample him, dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
다들 가서 지금 소설을 두바 소설을 올려고 지명하지. 아니 다 미신발아 같이 라고이나. 일단 내리시면 제가 맞다 다 준비된 다다다 다시 도를 말해 들어와.
So because our poor education or limited knowledge, whenever we speak, we are unsure of ourselves or unsure of the spiritual test.
그래서 간제 지금 단디기전에다 두숨 다 놓으려고 제거해서 달라고 해서 이제.
This test is try to advise you to engage more in studying and learning spiritual test.
그래서 나다 소소 지금 신발을 빠질라고 해나다 만으로 시작한다. 대신 소소했다 양다가 신고를 왔어.
If you want to teach others, you have to. That requires, very good knowledge of, spiritual test. You have to be very well trained in practice.
근데 지금 보시가 담보제지 또 만들들 받아주는 또 담바시 담았거든요. 담만 연습거든 연단하서 가지 송스러워.
네.
또 투성하고 제거를 근데 다 주로 가마 방어도 시작하고 담았다 냠선한 거 그래서.
So the James mentioned in his Lam-ring test that first we have to study or to hear teachings as much as possible, and then secondly try to change all those teachings into advice, and finally the final actions you have to meditate on that day and nights. So last actions you have to dedicate all those virtuous action you did to the Bodhisattvas.
85, 86.
By making a habit of anger and passion, we come to despise everyone that we meet. And by making a habit of jealous resentment, we ascribe fruits to others, disclaiming their worth. Trample him, dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
다들 가서 차단. 내 잘라서 곰비 왕그 다 지는 뭐 지와도 차단기. 다 차단 모두 시와도 다 스치라고 말하는 것도 다 뭐도 곰대그래서. 나는 저도 곰비 왕기 다 지금 다나 몇십만씩 지금 야보 지금 전부라고 지금 개발하고 시작하는 다그 다 아직 고치되게 되어서 그 지금 거랑 담다 년다고 지들에서 하는 것들이 많아서 마들이들은 또 반다면 용도 왔어. 한때 영화대 다 또뭐 보지 또 방금 봤더니 제가 레이팅이 때문에 받아버렸어.
because due to we are strongly habituated the jealousy or resentment in past lives, and this life, whenever we see somebody doing virtuous action, like for instance, when somebody make offering to the gurus, we always be very critical, to those sort of actions. So this all caused by strong, self-attachment, self-grasping consciousness. So because due to we have a strong habituation of hatred and attachment and ignorance, so this, our negative actions or jealous or resentment, this sort of thoughts, nobody need to teach us. We come up automatically, when you're facing some situations. So yeah, all those negative actions or deeds caused by strong self-grasping consciousness. We have to try to abandon these thoughts or try to eliminate this kind of thoughts.
And 87.
We don't follow proper procedures in study. We say it is needless to read the vast text. We feel there is no value in learning from gurus. We cite oral teachings and think we know best. Trample and dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
So yeah, when we don't follow the proper procedure of the study, means you always try to look down other people's doing studies, or when your guru giving you oral or explain transmissions, you always look down on this sort of activities, saying that we do need to do such, and we could easily to gain sort of realization. So even nowadays people say, or in some practitioners they will say, study is useless, or to debate is useless for us to practice.
If you want to learn, you need to debate.
If you want to learn more, you have to debate, or you have to study hard. Yeah, so you don't need a guru to guide you. You say you don't need a guru to guide you. You can do your own way to explain the text or explain the teachings yourself. Don't need an oral transmission or such.
Yeah. 87.
88 for us. We fail to explain what the three baskets teach, but instead dwell on theories we've made up ourselves. We lack deep conviction and faith in teachings. Whatever we say leaves disciples confused. Trample and dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
So if some people they don't study the three baskets, the Buddha's teachings properly, and they just give their own explanations, they give their own teachings, so guide the disciples into wrong way or into negative actions. So that's all such action caused by strong self-grasping consciousness. So talk very little about the teachings and try to teach the disciples more about what he or his own thoughts, explain with his own thoughts.
89 for us. We do not despise actions unwise and immoral. Instead, we dispute and attempt to pick flaws in the excellent teachings and great masters' works. Trample and dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
Instead of to prove or to prove others, wise action or moral action, we always see the action as immoral or see in negative ways, or in the excellent teachings of the great teachers, master was thinking into the different way, the opposite way. So that's all caused by our strong, self-grasping consciousness. Instead of renounce from negativities like someone committing very bad karmas, bad actions, so that could lead him or her to rebirth as a lower realm, but do not feel that action as bad, but instead of seeing that, not seeing this action as a negative action, but always try to criticize holy gurus or some other practitioners doing ethical activities or positive actions. Always try to criticize those positive actions. Those are caused by strong self-grasping consciousness. So our native, we are never revised
only respectable deeds cause us shame. Trample and dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
Yeah. We are never embarrassed when acting disgracefully, doing some sort of negative activities. We are always trying to embarrass with holy beings' action or someone doing really good, and that's cause of being shame or something like that. Yeah.
다 지금 용준다고 지금 자와도 아니 지금 용준다고 지금 그래 다 둘러도 빼다 쪼개 들려와나 이게 다 가당 가신 거죠 지금 맞아요 둘러들 그래서 하고 다 민간 들려서 하고 그래서 우리 물레 바이바나 다 메라타 다지 말했어.
So especially when we meet some very humble monks and nuns, they are wearing very poor clothing or poor robes, and even though they are great practitioners, but we say, well, it's really shameful to wear such bad clothing, things like that. So we consider the actually very good action as a shameful action or disgraceful for them.
가지 맞아 못하고서 먹으면서 못하고서 못한지 되었지 다 보여 똑바로 많이 지워서
So all those actions caused by a strong self-grasping consciousness.
어디 다 대치 소리로 근데 다 쉬나 다 복잡한 것들
Which could be 91 was.
All the things we should do, we don't do even once. For improper behavior takes up all our time. Trample him, dance in the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
당나도 다 단주지 매를 뭐지 토대가 깔아 다 제거야 진짜 맞지 뭐 제거야 저도 제대로 다 보셔 똑바로 맞지 지워서
So even though we gain a very precious human rebirth, we always engage in negative actions. We don't do any positive actions, and we waste our precious human life. So that sort of action will cause by a strong self-grasping consciousness.
그래서 나도 봐 십자도는 나도 시다 개와치 제어를 해서 나도 개와치 야고 제어가 되나 십자 수수 끌어온다 뒤 그래 수수 끌어온다 아니 시 그래 다 제다가 갔다 와이나 다 맨날 산지 소리 못 가지고
So it's like it seems we are doing some sort of positive actions, but when you examine very carefully or try to check your motivation and every details of your action, then we find many problems. We are doing something not improper or in the wrong way.
Even I come to your teaching as I teach here, I check my motivation. I don't know what kind of motivation. You have tried to, set up the good motivation, but my best friend
My best friend, self-grasping.
he's still here. He doesn't want to give up.
He always keeping here, so.
Also, you guys come to your lesson, but best friend that I need to listen to the teaching, then I something, we have always something wrong. 근데 가져나 다 쉬나로 진짜 뭐지가 머리 샤워도 샤워되나 가지 추다 문데 샤워 못 붙지 제대로 하되 추다 때 샤워 이면 뭐 샤워데 다 다데 yes.
Yes, within one's lifetime, we spend more time doing negative actions. We only spend little bit time. If you check carefully, we only spend little bit time doing positive actions, virtuous actions. So all those sort of actions caused by the strong self-grasping consciousness.
The mela is there for the core of numbers. Not Milarepa
Yes, so that's caused us to see, to see Milarepa's action action as a crazy. We thought we are, normal, and Milarepa is crazy. And from Milarepa's side, he thought we are crazy. He's normal.
We are acquisition for us. He's not crazy. Okay, then we stop. Then if you have any questions, we have to maybe a couple questions. Okay. Any questions? Okay.
I'm subject to a lot of psychological violence at work now, and I'm dealing with people that have some of these negative attributes and are projecting this onto me, and it's causing me a great deal of not only psychological but physical ill health.
and I just wondered if you had any advice in how I can best deal with this. I feel that I am trying to be positive and compassionate, but yet I'm still taking this on in my body and in my mind, and it's having some negative effects on me.
그래서 could you explain that?
Can I explain?
Yeah.
So at his work, he's having people that have a lot of these negative attitudes he's receiving it. And it's hurting his body and his mind. And any advice using these kind of trainings to help him deal with those things?
And I am trying to be, I have been reacting pretty well for the most part. At one time I kind of come to the end of my rope, and express some passion and anger, which didn't help things, but there's a limits to everything. And so whatever advice I'd appreciate.
그 내가 됐던 이 사람 같이 우리가서 도와주냐 제리케미스라 로봇이야 내가 된 사람은 그좀 도와주냐 제리는 코로나 가서 그 가서 the 리나이스 당이 되게 두었어. 한참선 패치와 그런 게 가서 메다데 파 야부치기 위해서 도와치기 위해서 나 참상 그런 다데 라오메 바롱나야다 지데스 파 롬데어서 그렇지 제발에는 데투라데 클럽 참다지게 나이 베서. Yeah. So the best advice is try to read these tests as much as possible.
얘나 된제 강연 책을 까불어야 당이 빼셔야 빼다요. 그래서 코로라고 있어. 코로 사세 예지라 코로 사와이나. 근데 코로 사와라 때문에 아니 지난자라 배가 누다 내게도 삼고 있다고 그래서.
But just he can give you as a example because not precise advice because that doesn't happen to him.
Right.
So that's related to your profession or your job. But try whenever such thoughts or anger come to in your consciousness, try to always think that's what brought the negative results. Try to think about it. That's negative results will bring up by being angry or a little bit resent to others' negative actions.
Yeah, I think my study of the Dharma has helped me. I have been responding much better than I would have when I was younger, and so I certainly appreciate the Dharma and value it very much. And I'll continue to study it.
그런 게 있다, 렌트게 있다, 됐으면 렌트는 투투로. 그런 게 그런다 최장사시고라 그런 루친중 거스에 대 타르시다 친데스. 루친중 거스 때 최장마야베는 그런 게 다데 메라파 맥스 컴퓨터 파 콘사스 리알렌테 무슨 두두 제가 데카르스. 한 최장사시라는 코데스 야친사자는 그런 모두 취장의 취기 그런 펜트 몸을 정서서 안 투치나서 대 자신을.
That's good. Yeah. And continue study.
Yes.
And also just not just live there, just think about.
Yeah, I have to meditate on it as well. Yes.
Or good.
Also look at, for example, other people shows angry for you. But this person also not free from to.
And I understand
ignorance.
it. Yeah, exactly.
We are all ignorance is a control for everybody. Whatever ignorance wants, he can bring here.
Yeah, I realize that they're the ones who are suffering the most.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, you can think about this is the
Yes.
best way.
Right. Okay.
Okay?
Right. Thank you.
Can Geshe tell us more about Yamantaka in this text? Who is Yamantaka? Tell us more about Yamantaka.
다 야마다가 다가도 다 내다데 시싱해서 나는 대답에서 야마다가 됐다가도 이제 상징이 지지 샤마도 인지해서 주 늦은 데미 쳤다 하는 거 샤마들이 하지요.
Yeah, Geshe said he doesn't know much about Yamataka, but in general, according to his own understanding, is that's a manifestation of the Buddha's compassion and wisdom in order to subdue or in order to guide us to the right path.
Okay.
So that's all.
Jameya.
Yeah, wisdom is Jameya. Jameya 주바스 실수도 합니다.
내가 가정하고 조선동도 당가대 전화 타고 가다데 이다데 모르고 왔어. 그래서 이제 코로서 들은 말이었어. 내가 소소 내가 탑신 남으라고 해서 내가 들었는데 다시 그지네. 산지가 딱 들어가는 거 같아.
Yeah, even though we can see many wrathful deities images around the monastery or tankas, but this is one sort of skill or method for the bodhisattvas try to for some particular people need this sort of imaging to reduce their own delusion or try to repel the negative thoughts.
Even maybe we need to subdue Jeff. Maybe he need to get a rap deity. I'm joking.
So Yamataka is not recognized specifically as an emanation of a specific bodhisattva the way some correct?
Manjushri.
Oh, Manjushri.
Yeah, Manjushri. Yeah, true,
Oh,
Manjushri.
that's right. Oh, I missed that.
There's because the cookies and the races and the 이담 메시지 두바 이제 말하서는 대대로 대체도 아니라 because the 자매하게 이제 자매하게 주바에서 잡을 주바도 있어. 네, 스팅들의 스트릭들의 이제 치워지겠어. 그래도 기시 소박이 됐죠.
지선 잠배양 very difficult person to subdue to Lucas. Jeff. He shows to Yamataka. Very easy to subdue to you. Some Jambayang. You got it?
He said, so someone like Jeff is very hard to subdue. He needs the form of Yamataka. But someone like you are very easy to subdue. So Manjushri just appear like Manjushri.
Oh yeah, I'm easy. One sword is all you need.
Anyway, I'm joking. Anyway, Kadampa Rabodo Shiva Tenata Teneba, the just was Teme.
It's only entire depend individual's mental disposition for deities to show the peaceful or wrathful. That's only a skillful method to subdue the disciples or students.
I'm joking. Jeff is very easy to subdue. Kind of say, oh, look at the shora, you can just subdue him. Okay? Yeah?
Geshe, reading the text, then I see like, oh yeah, I did this one, like the negative actions, and it's caused from the self-cherishing. Could Geshe give some advices to subdue the self-cherishing and prevent the future negative actions?
So the Quran, the law, oh, didn't you like Jeva, didn't you Jeva, they can use the chicken those carries the damage which means on the Jevaris and Gishiragi because the Lapchana was Mahobala, the Nyorgiata, this Milarepa Center, Nyorgiata, because of the New Time to the Lapchan caves, they ruled it.
Lapchana there,
So advice shows in this book.
Study.
같이 나도 깨나 아니 나도 깨들 방법이 그래 봤어.
If we recognize our wrongdoing or negativities, then we always try to avoid doing these sort of actions.
Of course, we are not used to also. We used to very the activities. We automatically go that, but try to. We know if we put hand in the fire, we know that fire is burning. Then we never put. Then we really, exactly we know with the negative actions. Willing for us to, harm or, make suffering, then we have tried to stop or abandoning. But this is not easy because we always used to this kind of, right? But usually more important to think about this.
You have to think about the effects which bring up by these negative actions. To acknowledge or to understand clearly.
로로 치와이다. 다 텔레파죠 말. 텔레 소원하지 치면 다 달라도 좋대요.
The good advice is actually Lamrim you to read Lamrim as much as possible and then these tests as much as possible.
Otherwise, I do some advice in here say. That's also around some chicken lap say. You know, so around some chicken. She a guy, Julie Masha, so around.
Also, if I tell you more, it's like we just mentioned just a few minutes ago, not to tell the actual test or spiritual test, try to use own words to advise you.
then I'm the guy.
So I will engage you that so become that guy, engage in negative actions.
Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Geshe, I just wanted to ask, is we do these actions that are not good, and so we study, is there a best way or something you would recommend in how we direct our meditation to help reinforce not to do this?
그런서 내 저를 몸을 치고 내 저 두어도 몸을 치고 그래서 하고 살았어. 나는 내 마요가 치도기 가서 내 냠렌치야 meditation 치야 그 야수의 카드를 넘지 통해서
답변다 댐도 정도 야네 로나타 가지고 셈나 떼는 게 정도 야네.
If you read this test more and more, then it automatically will build up your meditation, force of your meditation, and then you can reduce doing such bad actions.
테마 줄을 놓는 지는 테마 고와만으로 쫓아나라고 그러더라고.
Yeah. Because if you for instance if you read 10 times and each time the meaning or your comprehension you get it will be different interpretation you get.
가르쳐놨는 네가 그 제자 지어를 먹게 못되나. 말도 담보 제자 다 제자 신고 말이죠. 양은 때릴 때 들어. 양은 때릴 때 들어. 마음 힘들어.
Because we mistakenly think if we study one time we think we probably know all, but if you read more and more you find you still got more and more to learn. So that would increase your practice.
One must give me patience, teacher. I'm not paying enough for him. Hello, good day. Don't give me my friends.
Yeah, please don't try to annoy my friend. Self-grasping.
I don't come to
He'll hit you or kill you. It's very beneficial to read Lamrim test and as well as this test as many as possible. Yeah, try to read more and try to contemplate more, think more about the test. And though you won't get immediate results, but gradually we believe you'll get there. If you're used to or if you try to get familiar with some hard object, gradually you'll get used to it. So once you get used to it, you'll find it's not difficult to do it.
Geshe, I think a lot of our self-grasping,
Yeah.
that self-grasping consciousness comes from not understanding selflessness of person.
Yeah.
And so could Geshe offer meditation advice on meditating on the selflessness of person that might help us get rid of that self-grasping mind as well?
So 단전 위아도 그래서 그 말이 많이 용 거라 사는 나로 전년이 지금 다 간데스냐 제도 다 단전 뭐 슈초총 다 to that is developing the development in the US.
Okay.
간제마제 semje tamchi dewan to ban dunga ma do so chingso ba sam tang ro dan so ma do da de so so ma ma sam tang na ta ngara ti bo shona ngara de bo shona ngara ya bo shona chi de sam ni mo ro.
Also you can think so equally all sentient beings want happiness, they don't want suffering. So that will help a little bit too. Because we always try to, only yourself want happiness, or yourself to understand more, or to to be more happier than others.
아니 대화는 되니 누가 뭐는 되니 자서 상담하나 가지 공부하는
So that's by thinking this way, that's what you reduce your hatred to, so anger as well.
다 들리라고 그러면 자 내제고 생각도 제래라고 싶다 기나도 죽고다 제 걸고
So it's a bit difficult to point out exactly you should do this way, or it's depend each one's nature disposition.
아니 다 전화도 지금 동안이 있다나 그래서 나왔단 말 소송 주대와 봐서 못 당고 있다 그러니까
So at the begin, at this time, it's a little bit hard to advise you to think about Shuyanta. So when you study a little bit, get more familiar, then that's the main one, will be main weapon to destroy self-grasping.
근데 단단히 그 인지 신지시에 대마 세고 써야 돼. 인저 다 샴바도 인지가 그래 봐. 때에다 막 인지 거고 샤보로 이제 뭐니 인지 그다 뭐니데 아니 나도 모르고 뭐 중에 다 돈이 또 불러들어서.
Yes, so now we are in this some of these stanzas we pray for Yamataga, try to ask him to use his special weapon to destroy our self-grasping within ourselves. So that's Yamata. That special weapon should be the direct realization of the Shuyanta. So wisdom, actually wisdom. So main weapon. So
야매 다가기 제는 그만 제대로 들어가면 돼. 기자들 때 제가 말씀. 근데 수수질라 샴바도 돈이 더 불러도 이제 지금들 지들 일로니 때네. 다음에 어쩌고
because we are lack of compassion, or we don't possess that wisdom. This type of wisdom refers to direct realization of Shuyanta. So that's why we are still have a lot of strong self-grasping consciousness.
근데 야매다가 선부터 먼저 찍고 대화도 되게 고치대로 오면서 야매다가 지하냐 그것만 제대로.
So if we use Yamataka as a deity, it helps you to easier to get used to or get understand. But for Yamataka himself, so he already gained enlightenment. He's already Buddha himself.
그러니까 코나가 지마도 지다 득파마도 매가지 않았다 뭐만 나도록 고치더라고.
If he can help us to eliminate these two only by him, so you already done this job many lifetimes ago. This means entirely depend on you too. So to practice or cultivate altruistic consciousness and try to understand more about Shuyanta to increase your own wisdom.
Okay? I used to my passion was the hand. Maybe I need to use my brother's hand. I talk you guys to passion, and I do my what you guys was to follow.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, do as what I say. Don't do what I do. It's good, yeah. Anyway, okay. We can stop here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So we'll do some closing prayers, similar to yesterday's. So we'll start on page, in my text 90, Mandala offering, and then request for the Lama to remain long. So prayers at the conclusion of teachings is the heading I'm looking at.
It's 100 in the new book.
Sakir Bhagi Chushin Metotra Virali Shivni Tekem Padi Sangir Shindu Mikte Uwayu Goku Namdak Shinla Chapasho Jekson Lame Kutse Raptenching Namkar Trinne Tokyo Kepatam Gozang Tempe Drome Sasumgi Gowe Munzel Taktune Gyushi Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamnir Tayami. And we'll continue with the final Lamrim prayer, which is on page 263 of the old book.
Bottom of 102 on the new.
Oh, that's easy. We'll do this in English. For my two collections, vast the space that I have amassed from working with decorative practice for a great length of time. May I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds was blinded by ignorance. Even if I do not reach this state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all my lives and my true street. May I find the best of complete creative paths of the teachings, and may I please all the Buddhas by my practice. Using skillful means, strong with a strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings with the points of the path as I discern them. May I uphold Buddha's teachings for a very long time. With my heart going out with great compassion in whatever direction the most reckless teachings have not yet spread or once spread have declined, may I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted by his peace, and the Buddha's deeds be nourished for a long time by even this great path to enlightenment, completed due to the wondrous virtuous conduct of the Buddhas and their children. May all human and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and create conducive conditions for practicing the excellent paths never be parted in any of their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes an attempt to act in accordance with the tenfold Mahayana virtuous practices, may he always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. Now we'll do short long life prayer for His Holiness Dalai Lama, which is on page 92 of my text, in the old text.
244.
And
244.
and then that will be followed by we'll just do that for now. We'll go every time. Angri Rawe Koe Shintam De Pendam Dewa Madhu Jungwe Ne Shenre Segwang Tenzin Kyapso Yi Shape Site Badu Tenju Ji. And we'll follow that with the extensive long life prayer for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. It's on page 275 of the old book.
And 275 in the new.
We'll do this in English as well. Vijaya, all-conquering goddess whose lunar face changes with our changing fates. The faintest cooling ray whose mantra name allays the fiery pain of our life's final end. Rainmaker, adept who brings forth life's rain, hear now grant your greatest gifts. Victorious goddess, grant life without end. Hear our prayer, O Lama, whom we revere, you who bear the name of He who fearlessly holds the living essence of the pure paradigmatic doctrine of the victors, of He alone adornment of the earth, of He a guide to sublime liberation, the spirit of peace. Precious treasure of precise and subtle reasoning, golden laser light of bright unerring wisdom, clarifying without confusion the two truths among the multiplicity of things. Lama remain immutably among us, the radiant Dharma sun. Skilled in sprinkling waters of healing, fulfilling needs, benefiting all. A laughing smile, revealing pearls of skill, humility, and constancy. A deep milky sea of liquid moon of morality. Lama remains amongst us, one supremely worthy generation. The moon of your Mahayana mind ring round by the fever-cooling camphor of unsullied, unsurpassed resolve, brilliantly swirls to the bounds of space. Unbounded seas of the happiness of now and the bliss of always. Lama remain immutably amongst us, a moon guiding our way. Your teachings are vast, spreading rivers of celestial nectars. Your dialectics and invincible cutting Vajra weapons. Your writings, thousand-petal lotuses unfolding their glory. Lama remain immutably amongst us, a guardian of highest knowledge. By the might of seas of spiritual masters, deities, doctrine protectors, by the power of profound dependent arising, and the unvarying emptiness of all that appears, may all the hopes of our prayers and epiphanies be spontaneously fulfilled. We'll continue with the dedication prayers on 91 or on 2 something.
Which dedication prayer?
It's DYD, the 2 that we've been doing all day.
I just had it. 235.
235. Due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may I quickly attain the state of the Guru Buddha and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. May the supreme jewel bodhicitta that has not arisen, arise and grow, and that which has arisen not diminish but increase more and more. And now let's actually turn to the Silver Book to page 274, and we'll do these 2 prayers for Paltamamo, protector deity. So we'll be doing the offering and requesting prayer to Paltamamo, and then it's followed immediately by the praise to Paltamamo requesting the 4 activities. 274 in the Silver Book. And we'll do these in English as well. Jo, to you the enlightened conduct of all the victorious ones, the holy name Queen of the Armed Warriors is given. Having invoked you with powerful single-pointed devotion, please come quickly without obstruction. In the space in front, in the center of a black tornado, you appear in the form of a female cannibal holding a vodka club and a blood-filled skull cup. Seated upon a young mule, your holy body destroys all evil. For as long as I recall you, please remain forever. Outer offerings fill the vast extent of space, inner Samaya substances pervade the whole earth. Clouds of mentally transformed objects fill every realm. I offer these to Paltamamo and all your entourage. You who powerfully protect the words of the glorious Muni, we yogis, teachers, and disciples single-pointedly request you to approach and complete your activities. Please eliminate all adverse conditions and complete every condition beneficial to us. This karma composed of flesh, blood, and so on, the 5 nectars and 5 types of grain. To you, glorious Queen of the Armed Warriors, I offer these. Please accept them in order to protect the teachings of Buddha. Your 3 bodies arise spontaneously and your compassion is fully developed. Yet you manifest a wrathful body just as good the evil of the 3 realms. To you, great protectors, the doctrine of the victorious ones of the 3 times. With my 3 doors I respectfully prostrate. Please bestow your blessing that all our aims may be accomplished just as we desire in accord with the Dharma. And please bless us that all hindrances, sicknesses, demons, interfering spirits be pacified completely. By our striving, just do that once. Turn to the next page. By our striving in this way with a pure, selfless wish, just as Brahma needs to protect the world, may you, Queen of the Armed Warriors, the other protectors, never abandon but always help us. Jo, the 4 types of action are mind itself. They do not exist apart from mind, and mind does not exist. Ultimately, there are no distinctions, and neither do color nor form exist. The 4 actions are miraculously shown as mere illusions by the glorious goddess of peace in accordance with our needs. Principal Lady amidst an assembly of pacifiers, distinguished by a very brilliant white body. You have pacified, will pacify, and are in a pacifying mood. I prostrate to her who always pacifies. Peace pacify all illnesses, evil spirits, and interferences. Jo, the 4 types of action are mind itself. They do not exist apart from mind, and mind does not exist. Ultimately, there are no distinctions, and neither do color nor form exist. The 4 actions are miraculously shown as mere illusions by the glorious goddess of increase in accordance with our needs. Principal Lady amidst an assembly of increasers, distinguished by a very magnificent yellow body. You have increased, will increase, and are in an increasing mood. I prostrate to her who always increases. Please lengthen my lifespan and increase my merits. Jo, the 4 types of action are mind itself. They do not exist apart from mind, and mind does not exist. Ultimately, there are no distinctions, and neither do color nor form exist. The 4 actions are miraculously shown as mere illusions by the glorious goddess of conquest in accordance with our needs. Principal Lady amidst an assembly of conquerors, distinguished by a very sensual red body. You have conquered, will conquer, and are in a conquering mood. I prostrate to her who always conquers. Please conquer all beings of the 3 realms. Jo, the 4 types of action are mind itself. They do not exist apart from mind, and mind does not exist. Ultimately, there are no distinctions, and neither do color nor form exist. The 4 actions are miraculously shown as mere illusions by the glorious goddess of wrath in accordance with our needs. Principal Lady amidst an assembly of clarifiers, distinguished by a very fierce black body. You have terrified, will terrify, and are in a terrifying mood. I prostrate your Lord who always terrifies. Please, with your wrath, eliminate my sicknesses, evil spirits, enemies, and misfortunes. Show, although you appear with such varied characteristics, your nature has no concrete existence. That you benefit transmigrators with your four actions. By thoroughly raising you with full attention, may I also spontaneously achieve the state of the four actions, and like you strive to benefit migrating beings.
Thank you.
And we'll finish with Miksema, which is on page 37, if we need it, of the old book. I'm not sure what page it's on.
245.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
Wang Po